Folks, hey, it's Commander Curtis. I'm sorry I got a rant. This one is beyond me. I don't understand this subject, why people think this way. Uh, I do. I do. So there are some people out there that are either so injured by the climate is a hoax position, discussion, argument, whatever, or they're so focused on trying to maintain the status quo that every time they look at something along the lines of renewables, wind, solar, water, but specifically solar and wind, they want to call it unreliable because you have to store the energy. And okay, so I want to consider for a minute a natural gas plant in Texas that had a problem. So at this natural gas plant, they mine and then gather and pressurize and pump the gas, and then it's stored on site temporarily as it's getting used. And in this case, it's kind of a right from the mine to the power plant, but there's some storage involved in this. And that power plant suffered issues during that winter storm and caused a major power outage. As a matter of fact, the natural gas flow supply stopped long before, like a day or so before the power outages really started to become an issue. And that's like really interesting to know, right? So like solar is unreliable because the sun only comes out during this time. And the insinuation is okay, you make all of the extra power from solar while the sun's up and you put it in storage, and that storage could be a lot of different things. It could be by pumping water up and then letting the water come back down through turbines to make electricity, right? It could be batteries. It could be weight, gravity batteries. It could be a lot of different things. There's sand batteries we covered the other day. But the storage happens after the baseline fuel is converted to energy. So for fossil fuels, the storage happens before it's converted to usable energy. So I either store a bunch of explosive or toxic or flammable or radioactive in the case of nuclear, right? But the nuclear one's down inside the core. I don't know if, yeah, it's storage, right? But for the fossil fuels, for their storage, and those tanks leak. Just call up anybody who lives in Hawaii on Oahu in the last couple of years and ask them how they feel about the Navy's leaking fuel tanks into their water supply. Storage happens. Solar is reliable in the way that it is designed for the application that it's designed for. And for the home, on the home scale, a rooftop solar system, especially one with batteries, is reliable 24/7. There's several applications that are designed and built, companies that do it, Tesla, SoLArEQuiReS. It's reliable, viable, and in many cases affordable. So if you're out and about and you're hearing someone talk about how solar and wind are unreliable, okay, some power sources are better used in some applications. And so there's either a conversation about, are we talking about which power source is better suited for a specific application? Or are we talking about discrediting an entire power source in favor of another one? And maybe that'll help keep things in perspective when you're hearing that sort of a thing, right? Because right now, the fossil fuel industry is losing major market share to things like solar and wind. And they're fighting it. And this is a narrative that they've come up. Solar is unreliable because of storage. Well, they're storing natural gas and fuels too. It's not unreliable because of the storage issue. They turn on when they're supposed to turn on, and they act like they're supposed to act the way that they're designed. Guys, thanks for sticking with me on this rant. Maybe a thumbs up. Not sure if I earned it this time. Bye.